Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into something foundational. Seems simple, but, well, it can be surprisingly tricky, those very first steps in English pronunciation.
Absolutely.
We've got some great materials here, specifically designed for, day one learners, focusing on the alphabet core sounds, our mission. Let's pull out the really crucial bits to get you started right and avoid those early common mistakes.
Yeah, and what's fascinating, I think, is how vital these initial steps are. It's not just like memorizing lists. It's building that physical awareness, that articulatory sense right from the get-go.
Articulatory sense, like how your mouth moves.
Exactly. Nailing these sounds early helps prevent those ingrained errors, the kind that are really tough to shake off later.
Okay, right. So let's unpack the first bit, the alphabet. A really common question beginners have is, well, do uppercase and lowercase letters actually sound different? What do the sources say?
Yeah, that's a good starting point, and the answer is pretty definitive. No. Big A, little a, the sound itself is the same. But here's where it gets really interesting and crucial. It's the difference between the letter's name and its sound.
Ah, okay, like A.
Exactly. The name is A, but the sound it often makes, like in apple, is that short A sound.
Got it.
And understanding this is step one, really, to grasping that English spelling isn't always straightforward, It's not perfectly phonetic.
Right, which trips up so many people.
For sure. And the materials we looked at suggest a really simple but powerful practice idea. Just recite the alphabet A to Z, maybe twice a day.
Twice a day?
Yeah, that consistent exposure. It helps solidify recognizing the letters and pronouncing their names fluently. It's almost like building muscle memory.
Okay, that makes sense. So once you kind of get a handle on the alphabet and that name versus sound thing, the next big hurdle seems to be vowels. They call them the glue of English words. And it seems like even tiny mispronunciations can totally change meaning, like bat versus butt.
Oh, absolutely. That's a classic example. Bat and butt. Clear difference, right? And the sources really dive into 5 core short vowel sounds. They give you the IPA symbols, example words.
And the articulation details, like jaw position, lips.
Yes. And that brings up a key point. Why bother with all that physical detail? Jaw, lips, tongue position.
Yeah, why? Does it really help?
It absolutely does. It empowers you. You start to feel how sounds are made, which means you can start self-correcting more effectively. You're not just guessing based on hearing.
I see.
And what's really insightful in these materials is the focus on maybe the trickiest pair for many learners, that in bat and the in butt.
Those two, they sound so similar sometimes.
They are incredibly close. Even, some native speakers might blur them a bit in casual speech, but for a learner, it's vital. So many words only differ by that one sound.
Like cat and cut.
Exactly. Cat, cut, track, truck, cap, cup. The materials have great tables of these minimal pairs. They're fantastic for training both your ear and your mouth. It forces you to make that distinction.
That makes sense. Practice makes perfect, or at least better.
Pretty much. Deliberate practice.
Okay, so after vowels, the sources tackle consonants, specifically those pairs that often get confused, like P and F or B and V.
Right. Common sticking points.
And they make this interesting distinction between articulation and pronunciation. Can you unpack that a bit?
Sure. Think of articulation as the how, the physical actions. What are your lips, tongue, teeth, vocal cords doing to shape the air? Pronunciation is the what, the actual sound that comes out and that people hear.
So articulation is the mechanics, pronunciation is the result.
You got it. And understanding the mechanics of the articulation is how you fix the result, the pronunciation. Take P versus B. For P, like in pat, your lips press together, then release a puff of air. No voice. It's voiceless.
Okay, P makes sound.
Then for B, like in bat, lips do the same thing, press together. But your vocal cords vibrate. You should feel a buzz in your throat if you touch it.
Ah, B makes sound, touches throat. Yeah, I feel that.
That's the voicing difference. Same mouth shape, different vocal cord action. Or look at F versus V. For F fat, your bottom lip touches your top teeth and air hisses through. Voiceless again.
The hif makes sound.
For V vat, same lip to teeth position, but this time you add voice. Vibrate those vocal cords.
V makes sound. Okay, I hear it and feel it.
Exactly. And the sources recommend using a mirror. Actually watch your mouth. Feel the airflow on your hand for sounds like P and F. Practice those minimal pairs. Pat versus fat, bat versus fat. It really helps connect the feeling to the sound.
That physical connection seems key.
It really is.
So wrapping this up, this deep dive feels like it's laid down a really solid, practical foundation. Understanding the alphabet properly, getting a grip on those core vowels, and tackling tricky consonant pairs like PF and BV through articulation.
Yeah, I think the big takeaway is that learning pronunciation, like any language skill, it's a journey, isn't it? It's ongoing. Consistent, deliberate practice is just vital. Using tools like a mirror, maybe recording yourself.
Recording yourself, that's brave.
It can be, but it's so useful. Compare yourself to native speakers. That kind of focused effort is what leads to real progress.
Right. Makes sense. So thinking about all this for you, the listener, here's something to maybe chew on. How might really understanding the physicality of making sounds, how your mouth actually works, change how you approach learning any new language, not just English? Something to think about.